Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. You know, I came to the Philippines not because I'm a loser. It's actually quite the opposite. And I just want to talk a little bit about that today. I think we use that word loser too often when we describe the reason people come over here. Oh, he's a loser because he can't make it in his home country. Well, there's a lot of truth to that. Okay, as far as making it in his home country, but for different reasons than you think. First of all, let me give you my definition of loser, because I don't know what yours is. It's all out there. It's all over the place. But mine is somebody doing a life sentence right now with no opportunity at all for parole. You'll never see the streets again, never be able to hold a woman or a man or his grandkids or his children. That's a loser. And then there's some people who've already lost. They're dead. There's no coming back from that. They're autopsy dead. That's a loser to me. If you're alive right now, you're watching this video, you're winning. But when I retired, it wasn't because I was a loser. I really didn't have a whole lot of choices. It was either a life overseas, a life that I think I deserve, or a life in a box in one of those senior high-rises over there. See, that's the reality of it. For most of us coming over here, most of you watching here, because according to experts, only about 25% of y'all have adequate savings to maintain the lifestyle you were living before you retired. The vast majority of us, we rely primarily on our Social Security. So when you retire, you don't have a whole lot of choices. And you say, Cal, I don't have any sympathy for you. You should have saved more money. You should have did this. You should have did that. Well, let me tell you something. Let me hit you with a dose of reality. Some of us had to do the grunt work that keeps these countries alive, that makes them great. Somebody has to drive the buses. Somebody has to collect the trash. Somebody has to build the cars. Some of us had to raise the grandkids. And those grunt jobs don't pay a whole lot of money. See, that's the reality of it. So when you retire, you're stuck with very few choices. I see how we treat our seniors over there in America. I seen it up close as an insurance agent who helped older Americans with their life insurance, with their health insurance decisions. I saw the lives they were forced to live because we've thrown them in the garbage. We don't take care of them. See, this is for all you people who say, oh, I'm against MAGA. No, I'm not. America first is something I could get behind if it were more than just a slogan. If it were really about putting America's infrastructure first, putting America's veterans first, putting America's senior citizens first, I'm all for that. But it's just a slogan. Who doesn't want to make America great again? If it means freedom, justice, and equality for everybody. But it's just a slogan. It's only meant for a select group of people. So I've seen what we've done. It's a damn shame. We're standing on their shoulders. You're standing on my shoulders because I'm one of them now. I'm a senior. I'm 62. And we deserve better. A whole lot better. When you finally, reach that retirement door, they slam it in your face. So yeah, I saw it. That's what pushed me to retire when I did. I'm like, I'll be damned, I don't want that. I deserve more than a trip to Walmart every Tuesday. So to call me a loser, man, look, man, that's an insult. And it's not the truth. Most people over there are afraid. They're afraid to make that decision I made, and many of us make, because you call a guy a loser because, oh, you can't get a girlfriend in your country, you have to come over here and get one. That's really a compliment. With all the shit that's going on in America that stifles the growth of seniors over there, for him to only need a woman, but he's got everything else, man, that's a compliment. I applaud him. Okay, because there's something called great divorce over there. You can do everything right. You can save the money. You could have the good job. You could buy the house. You could raise the children and all that. And then he or she wants a divorce. And you lose it all or lose half of it. So I want to talk about that today. I think we use that word loser far too much over here. We throw it around and we put everybody in the same basket. No, there are some people who made the right decision, who can travel around for the adventure. There's some people who actually come over here for a relationship. You got mongers. Yeah, you got people over here who are sexpats and all of that. We're not in the same group. But the group I'm talking about today, we had two choices: life in overseas, a life that you deserve. I'm living better now than I could ever live in my home country. That's a sad thing to say when you're talking about the Philippines versus America, the greatest country in the world. What difference does it make if it's got the great infrastructure, all the food choices, all the fancy stuff, all the entertainment, if I can't afford to enjoy it? If all I'm going to do is be stuck in a box somewhere in a senior high-rise, because that's the reality of it. See? That's the reality. That's the only choices I had. And a lot of you guys watching this, if you're honest, that's the choices you got. But you're afraid, so you stay over there. And you join the long line of plantation bros and haters and talk about the people who had the courage to say, I'll be damned. All those years I worked, all those sacrifices I made, I deserve more than this. So I'm going to take my money somewhere else. It doesn't mean I don't love America, man. But the only real intelligent decision I had was to leave. That makes me a winner. You need to redefine your definition of loser, because I'm certainly not a loser. I run circles around 75% of y'all watching this, in whatever it is. But you think you know the reason we're over here. You don't know the reason. Why don't you just ask? Stop projecting. I was talking to a gentleman yesterday, and we were talking about, life overseas and reason people move overseas. And of course, he threw out there, all these are losers. They can't meet a woman. They had a problem meeting women in their own country, so they had to come over here and meet a woman. Well, I call that intelligent. If you can't get it one place and you can get it the other, why stay there? But if that's all they needed was a relationship, all the other shit that we're faced with over there, that's a compliment, guys. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. Let's stop throwing that word around so much about people. This travel space, man, it's diverse. It's just as diverse as the population over there. You got mongers, man. You got real people who travel for the adventure and everything. You got people like me who had to make a life decision. But I'll never be a loser. I'm alive and well today. And I can make other decisions, see, that a dead man or woman can't make. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find your heart to help somebody. Now the day goes by, I don't help somebody. I'm going to help you now. Health Insurance, Michael Onstad. He's our go-to insurance agent over here, guys. We try to go without health insurance far too long over here. Okay, that's one of the decisions that I had to make. Another decision I'm going to have to make. Once I turn 65 and my Medicare kicks in, am I going to leave that good insurance behind to move overseas? See, that's a discussion for another day. But for right now, I don't have a choice. There's no way I could afford, not on my Social Security, my YouTube, and my insurance renewals, could I afford a policy over there? 62-year-old man, even though I'm in good shape, it's still going to be way up there. But his information is always in my description or my description. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. What I've decided to do, since I can't spin the wheel anymore, the spin wheel's in Maryland's phone. And instead of me downloading another spin wheel, and it would take me, I don't know how long it would take me to write all those names in there. I believe I'm going to set up somewhere around here every Saturday or Sunday and feed people. If you want to get involved with that, man, hit me in my email, in the comments or whatever. I think I'm going to do that because I've got to give back over here. It's just a decision that I made. I can't be living my best life over here in the Philippines and close by people are struggling. But don't do anything stupid, guys. Stop calling me and losers. Certainly when you don't know them, you're projecting. You're putting us all in the same basket. I came here, really, I didn't have an intelligent choice. I was not going to live with one of my daughters in one of those boxes because that's all they are. They're studios and they're high rises, and we deserve better. You're standing on our shoulders right now, and that's all we got is a life in a box. Every Tuesday you go to Walmart. It's basically an unlicensed nursing home. That's all it is. But we throw our seniors away over there. We start to admonishing seniors. We have no respect for them. Oh, you should have did this, you should have did that. Man, most of us were grunts over there. So you could be the best you can be. So you could go to college. So you could be the CEO. We can't all be CEOs, ladies and gentlemen, and those grunt jobs don't pay a lot of money. So now, in 2025, only about 25% of us have adequate savings. The rest of us, we rely primarily on Social Security, and your Social Security ain't gonna take you too far, not in America. So I'm left with a decision. Is it life overseas in a place like the Philippines, or life in a box? That's an easy decision I made. But to call me a loser, you don't know what a loser is. Maybe you need to look in the mirror or redefine what loser means.